Hi, and welcome to the Mansfield ISD Football Coaches Corner Show, here live at El Primo's, 2300 Matlock Road, where the neighbors meet. For the locals, I should say, where the locals go. Tonight, we got two coaches on the show tonight. Sometimes we have three, we have two. We have Coach Hall. Hey, Coach, how you doing, buddy?
Doing well.
And we also going to have Coach Thor come up in a minute. But right now, we're going to start with the Summit Jaguars and talk a little bit about what happened last week. Oh, before we get to that, let me do this. If you are a person who is a fan of any of the Mansfield ISD football schools or schools, please come up and join us on Monday nights, 6:30 p.m. till around 7:15, 7:30, talking football, giving you the inside scoop on things that happened the week before and the upcoming week. And before we get to what happened last week in Summit's game against Argyle, we'll come back right after this. Sorry, got hung up. Wow.
El Primo started 10 years ago, and it started with a concept of a small-knit community, and we wanted to be able to provide a spot where our friends and our family could come and socialize, commemorate, celebrate.
Community at El Primo's means absolutely everything. You know, if we look back on 2020 during the COVID year, El Primo's was here to feed the local community. We were able to give back to our community a little bit. So they're the reason that we're here, and so that's really, kind of the base of it. You can find El Primo's online at elprimos.net. You can also find us on social media, on Facebook at El Primo's Mansfield, and then on Instagram at El Primo's Mansfield.
Why the name El Primos? Well, Primo played on two words as being best, being first, being number one, and then also being cousins or being family. When people ask, where do the locals go? It's El Primo.
And we're back live once again here at El Primo's, 2300 Matlock Road, Mansfield, Texas. We're going to dive right on into it, Coach. Last week, you were undefeated going into this game, 4-0 versus another team, Argyle, which was 5-0 or 4-0 at the same time.
Right.
And you guys met.
Yes,
met
sir.
here in Mansfield, right?
Yes, sir.
Walk me through and tell me about that game.
We knew it was going to be a great game. Argyle's great program in Texas. They won a lot of football games, new to the 5A Division II district. So we came out, we knew it was going to be a hostile environment. Thought we had a great game plan on both sides of the ball, and just started off a little slow early on offense. Got the ball first, ended up punting it off. They got it, had some quick plays, had a long run at the beginning of that drive, capitalized on it at the end, and scored. Got it back, and we just kind of couldn't find our footing really offensively early, and kind of hurt us a little bit. And then we caught our groove. They went up, got it again, scored 14-0. Then we drove it all the way down, got it to the red zone, didn't capitalize on a fourth down. Defense got them back. They punted to us again. Something happened. We got it, drove it again to the red zone, didn't capitalize. And then, of course, they scored 21 points in that first half. We knew it was going to be a little shaky. They had a great start. We had a slow start, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I felt like we went into halftime. Defense settled down, made some adjustments, got some guys who were out the first half, back the second half, and then, defense gave up 10 points in the second half, and then just showed some growth, showed some adjustments on the defensive side. I thought we flew around and did a couple good things in that second half defensively that I think we can build on going forward. Offensively, again, we kind of shot ourselves in the foot. You got 4 turnovers, and then you have 4 trips in the red zone with 0 points. So that kind of tells a story, and some of that has to do with those guys, and some of that stuff was self-inflicted. But when you get down to the red zone, you have to score points. And when you don't do that, it makes it hard against great football teams.
Right.
And also, when you turn it over 4 times and give the defense, put our defense on the field for that many snaps, it makes it hard as well. Right. So that's kind of what happened in a nutshell. 4 trips in the red zone, with no points, 4 turnovers. Defense played a better second half after giving up 21 in the first half, and we just didn't have enough firepower to finish the game like we needed to.
Am I correct to say that the final score was 31-6?
31-6, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
31-6. So that 6, was that a touchdown and a missed point
Yeah, that
conversion?
was a touchdown and then a missed extra point.
Okay.
At that time, we missed a field goal early as well in the red zone. So little bitty things like that against good teams will always hurt you. So we'll clean up those things and be solid in other areas and capitalize on those red zone attempts come next week.
Which leads me to my next question. So there were some things within that game, even though the score seems a little bit lopsided,
Right.
that you were pleased with.
Yeah, we're always gonna find something to grow on every time, and I felt like it's glaring with what happened. Those slow starts, those lack of production in the red zone, those turnovers and not taking care of the ball. Those are all points of emphasis, and I think everyone who made a turnover understands the seriousness of keeping and holding on to that ball and giving us another chance.
So the magnitude of it now, which you've been preaching probably all season long, we can't. And then it happened against a good team,
Right.
And now they see it.
Yeah, no doubt.
So
no
you
doubt.
got real growth here.
No doubt. And I feel like, we don't turn over the ball, we're a pretty good football team.
Okay.
When you turn over the ball, especially against good people, you're going to make things tough for you.
And that's on
what we
any
did.
level too, Coach.
That's on any level.
Any
yes,
level.
Sir. Any level.
You hear the
Yes,
pros
sir.
talking about it, college coaches talking about it. So it's evident in high school as well. All right, so there had to be somebody or something that stood out positive for you.
Mm-hmm.
Could you speak on that? It could be an individual, it could be a unit, it could have been your special team unit. They did a
Right.
good job of this. Can you speak on that, please?
Yeah, I think our senior safety, Deion Johnson had a great game the other night. I think he had 9 solo tackles. He had a pick, had 2 tackles for loss. If you just saw, he got some red dreads in his head. You just saw him flying around everywhere.
Okay.
So he made a lot of explosive plays. It just was eyeing and searching that football all night long, and it was glaring that score whatever the score dictated. He was playing with his hair on fire. He wasn't the only one, but from a defensive perspective, he was one of those guys that you said, you know what, I like the energy that you're playing with. I need you to bring that to the table every week.
Right.
And guys will feed off that. And I think he did that. Of course, offensive line-wise, Xavier Polnix, who's here with us today, but he graded out probably the highest for us. He's always a constant, consistent player for us up front that always fights and plays the right way, and we can always build on that. Him and Jaden Coburn are 2 of our senior linemen. So, we grab those things, and we want those guys to just put that in everybody else, and everybody just buy in and keep on looking at those guys and let those guys lead us, and then good things will happen.
And just like fire, it catches on.
Catch on fire, yes, sir. That's what we're trying to do.
All right. Well, when we come back, we're going to bring up that offensive lineman that you were talking about, and we're going to talk a little bit about him, and we're going to talk about your opponent you got this week, because it don't get easy in your district.
Never does.
You got Collierville Heritage,
Yes, sir.
and you
Yes,
guys
sir.
are tied right now for second place.
Yes, sir.
And we'll be right back. Passion is a powerful feeling of enthusiasm. The different things going on in sports. Anything popping in the DFW. Comes on every Monday night, 7 p.m.
Let me hear you say 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello, I'm Mike,
Hello, I'm Lynn.
and this is Hello Mansfield.
All right, we're back right here at El Primo, 2300 Matlock Road, Mansfield, Texas. And once again, I have Coach Hall from Summit, and we're talking football. We talked about the last week's opponent. Now let's get into who we got to face this week, because last week is last week. Now we got to get ready for this week.
Yes, sir.
Let's start with, did you have a decent practice today? Pretty good practice?
Yeah, felt good about practice today. You know, weight room, got in the weight room today, get some walkthroughs early, then came back after school and got after a little bit, little ones-on-ones a little bit, and get the juices flowing, go over some new things, and make sure they understand what the opposing team is going to give us on Friday to start that process of installing. So we felt good about it. Everybody flying around a little bit. I love the energy in practice today, and guys got after it.
Good. So, Coach, this is going to be it's a loaded question only because I want to shoot some things at you to kind of stimulate your brain a little bit. And as I always say, here's some things that I found on Max Prep, which means some of it could be correct and some of it couldn't.
No doubt.
But these are some things I found out about Colleyville. They're 5-2 overall, 4-1 in district play, which you are 4-1 also, so you're on the top for second, 1 game behind Argyle. Mm-hmm. I also found out that they're averaging 184.6 yards in the air and 12.3 per pass. That's like every pass is a first down unless you first down and 20.
Right. Sounds like it.
Sound like they can chunk it a little bit.
They can chunk it a little bit, yes, sir.
All right, and then next, in the national average for passing for a game is 119.1. They are also rushing the ball 152.9, averaging 4.7 yards per carry. That's a lot of yards. First, second down, you ain't looking for third down and 1.
Yes, sir.
So, with all that being said, Coach, I guess what I'm asking you, what we got to do? Shut that down, Coach.
Well, first and foremost,
they chunking it and they running it.
They chunking it and they running it. First thing we need to do is stop the run.
Okay.
I think that's part of playing championship football is stopping the run. So we definitely want to do that. That's a mindset thing. That's a mentality thing. So we definitely want to get up there and be physical and bring the fight to them and stop the run first. But with that, we have to make sure that in doing so, we're not giving up the big plays and letting guys behind us and keep everything in front of us. And if they do catch the ball, hit them hard, and let them feel it. So we just keep it very simple in that aspect. They're good, they're going to be well coached. I've known Coach Edwards for a long time. As a previous head coach, when we were in the same area. So he does a great job. I know he's going to have his guys ready. We have to go down to his territory in a hostile environment. So it's going to be a fun environment, but this is what you want. My kids know there's no easy wins around here. So, but we got to go get it. If you want to get yourself ready for the playoffs and you want to punch your ticket in the playoffs, you got to win games like this. You can't hide from them. You got to go in it, and you got to put your best foot forward and make sure that we're ready for the task at hand.
You know what? There's nothing bad about putting kids in an environment that they seek to be in on the next level. I was watching stuff leading up to this Texas-Georgia game, and they were talking to guys about this type of game. I mean, Austin was pretty much shut down.
Oh yeah.
Number 1 versus number 5, and the more you put him in the number 1 versus number 5, when he gets to the next level, it won't be a surprise to him.
No doubt.
So, Coach, tell me a little bit about him. I want you to introduce him to us. Tell us who he is, what position he plays, and what should we look for when we come to watch him play.
All right here with me, I have Xavier Polnitz, 6'2", say 225, 235, senior offensive lineman / he's kind of a tackle over tight end for us as well. He's the voice on the offensive line. He's a 2-year starter for us. He's a captain for us. He works his tail off in the weight room, leads by example, never complains. He's a go-getter. He's an A and B student once again. He's going to do great things on the field, off the field, whatever he wants to do because of his mindset and his work ethic. And I'm just glad that he leads the troops every day and comes with a great attitude. When we're talking and we're trying to convey a message, you can always know he's locked in and he can recite all those messages, and that makes it special.
And you got a whole segment by yourself. We're just introducing you now to the people, so they'll stick around to watch the next part when we talk to you. But I told Coach when we were off the air, it's always good to get some linemen up here too, because the skill position guys, and I don't know why they say that skill like it ain't skill to be a lineman. Got to be skill, right?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. But when we come back, we're going to talk to you and let you tell us a little bit more about you in 1 second.
BCB's located in Mansfield, Texas. Started with a vision back about 11 years ago. Came to the conclusion one day that it was time to start a trucking company. Everybody in this company really does care about one another. Trucking is the backbone of this country. But what we do is absolutely paramount to the success of this country's survival.
Come on.
My name is Troy Dorsey. We offer martial arts and karate training and fitness kickboxing training. Our karate program is for men, women, and children of all ages. From 4.5, we even have a student that's 91 years old. Also, we teach fitness kickboxing. It's a 1-hour non-contact class of punching and kicking a bag, because hitting a bag is like weightlifting to help strengthen and tone your muscles. Give us a call at 817-477-5523. Come in and see us today and start your martial arts experience with us now.
We're back where the locals go at El Primo's, 2300 Matlock Road. And once again, I'm up here with the Summit Jaguars. Coach, before we move over to Xavier, let me ask you, give us the details on this week's game. Where we playing, once again, who it is, what time, and all that stuff so that the fans can get out and watch it.
Okay, if you want to see the battle for second place that's coming up, we play at Collierville Heritage at their place at 7 p.m. on Friday at their stadium in Grapevine. So come on out to the Grapevine ISD Stadium with Collierville Heritage. It should be a great game, a great atmosphere on Friday night at 7 p.m.
Coach, you said the battle for second place, which it is, but I the glass half full, glass half empty thing. I'm saying it's the battle to see who's going to be one game out of first place.
No doubt.
Mean the same thing, but I'm
Same
saying
thing.
it that way.
Yes, sir.
I said, if you don't say it, I said it for you.
Yes, sir.
All right, Xavier, let's talk about you a little bit. I want you to tell me a little bit about how you felt you played last week before going into this week.
Yeah. Last week,
Not what Coach, no, don't tell me what Coach said. Because Coach probably came and said, man, you did a good job.
Yeah,
blah, 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 blah. I want to hear what you feel and how you feel.
last week I feel like I came with some good energy. I mean, I definitely didn't play my best game. Missed out on a few things. Maybe glazed over them in practice, didn't take the right steps.
Okay.
But overall, I feel like I played with some good energy. Played pretty physical and made some steps into getting better.
That's exactly what I want to hear, Coach. That's what he want to hear. He don't want to hear himself out of you. Because if he tell you, man, you did a good block. Coach, how'd you do, son? I had a good block, Coach. No, we want to hear from you. Okay, so when did you start playing football? Because I've heard various ages from the different players that we've had on the show. So when did you start?
Started around 7th grade year. Maybe I was
Middle
about
school.
12, 13. Yes, sir.
Middle school. Okay, so you didn't do the flag stuff. You didn't want that,
I did a little league baseball. That
did you?
see how that turns out
baseball
now.
was first.
Yeah.
Baseball was first. Okay.
Just a little T-ball.
Okay.
Nothing crazy though.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
So you started in the middle school. Are you playing the same positions now that you played when you were first started?
I've always been on the offensive line. First of all, in middle,
Big guy, bigger than the rest of them?
especially in middle school. Middle school, I was up there. I would say about like 280, maybe even 290. I was really up there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was playing interior line, no guard, doing my thing, getting moved up, making plays, and then now lost a lot of weight from football, sitting around 225 now. But yeah,
You like that 225 better than you do that 280 though, don't you?
feeling a lot smoother. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
you move a lot faster too. Okay, all right. So played pretty much the same position that you did. So if I was on my couch spending my day like I like to on Saturdays watching college football or Sundays watching pro football, who would you most remind me of if I was watching?
That's a hard one. 'Cause me personally, I don't watch too much football.
Okay, so you may not.
at all, but-
Okay. So I can come and form my own opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that's what we'll do.
Yes, sir.
Let me come and form my own opinion about you. Now, I asked this question to guys because I felt like this because I coached for so long
Yeah.
that I am a better coach when I coach better players. So what did you do between off-season last year, because you're a senior, right?
Yes, sir.
The off-season last year to the beginning of this season to make him better? What did you do? Did you get a trainer? Did you go get some special guidance? Did you go some camps? Tell us about what you did between, what was it? Spring football started when, Coach?
We ended in June, so probably, We ended in June, so probably June 13th to August 13th.
Yeah, what you do? Tell us about it.
I would say really putting the time into where he wants us to be. He wants us in that weight room. He wants us on that field, and that's where I'm going to be. I'm going to be out there getting that work in, putting the hours in, showing him that I want to get better, and I want us to, be in a winning spot.
Okay. So did you, besides what Coach had provided, did you do anything in addition to?
After the summer workouts that we had and all that, I would, go for extra jogs, get my conditioning
So you did some
up.
extra running.
Of course, yes, sir. And a few extra, weight room, a little extra bench, squat, whatever was needed at that time.
Because I'm going to tell you, if you're going to be great, because you seek to be great, right?
Of course.
You can't just work out when Coach got you working out. You got to put in that extra.
Of course, yes, sir.
Okay, so you put in that extra. So what was your goal for this year? Did you want to get bigger, stronger, faster, or all of the above? What was your most targeted area?
Honestly, outside of all the physical things, I wanted to play with more emotion and more energy, and really bring it this season, rather than I did last year.
Because there are different type of leaders out there.
Yeah,
and based on what Coach told me, you're a leader.
Yes, sir.
And so now you're getting a little bit more verbal with the leading. Come on, man. Look, hit across the helmet and everything.
Pick your head up.
Yeah,
Yes,
pick
sir.
it up. Pick it up. Let's go. Okay. So, when we come back, I'm going to bring up Coach Thor and the Lake Ridge Eagles. Live here where the locals meet, El Primo's, 2300 Matlock Road, the Mansfield ISD Football Coaches Corner Show. And joining me now is Coach Thor. How you doing, buddy?
Good to see you. Good and well.
Always good to see you, Coach. Always. So, Coach, came up a little bit short this past week, and if I'm wrong with any of these things, please don't feel bad. Correct me. Let me know. We played Crowley.
We did.
Played Crowley last week, and 27-7.
Yep, last Thursday night.
Was that at their place or your place?
Our place.
At our place. Okay. Take us through last week, because once again, can't get to all of the games.
Yeah.
And I've been officiating volleyball, so Friday nights have been taking all my Friday nights up.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about it so I can feel like I was there.
Well, I thought from when you look at the game overall, there's always three stats that win and lose games. Turnovers is one, but the number one is big plays. They had more big plays, big chunks, plus 20-yard plays than us. Turnover battle, we lost as well. Lost that by one. And then you look at the middle eight, the last 4 minutes of the second quarter, and the first 4 minutes of the third quarter, and you always want to outscore them. We lost that by 7. They scored 14. We scored 7. So when you look at those three, that's really determines a ball game. But I thought our defense played really well. I thought they ran the football and competed one play at a time, and that's what we talked about a lot. Just play one play at a time. The last play has nothing to do with the play we're playing now.
Right.
And so just keep playing. And they did. And I thought our defense played well. I thought special teams played well. Offensively, we tried to get going. We hit some deep balls. We missed some deep passes early. I think they could have put us in the game. So, we try to offensively stay less than 12% of what we call negatives, which would be sacks, fumbles, negative yards, mental mistakes. And we were above that 12%, and that's really what happened. So we need to clean some of that up offensively, and we competed hard, but we just fell short.
Okay. So, based on the game plan going into last week, because you weren't able to be on the show last week.
Right.
were we pretty much on par with the game plan, or did they present some problems? You know, like sometimes film don't necessarily give you all the answers.
Right.
So were there some problems that they presented Friday night that not necessarily that you weren't ready for,
Yeah.
but they were better at it?
Yeah, I think as far as our defense is concerned, their offense played well early. I think it took us a while to get settled down a little bit. And once we did, we jumped around in different fronts and got settled down to what we needed to do run fit wise. And so I think once the game went on, we played much better run defense. Offensively, you know, they played a lot of straight zero, dare you to throw it deep, and then they played some guys who were too deep and 15 yards back and trying to throw you underneath. And so they started the zero coverage early, and we hit them twice for big scores, and hit them once for big play. I mean, twice for big plays and once for a score. And so I think they backed out of that and went back to their base defense. And it just has to be more patient. It's a good defense, and you got to be patient. And they do a good job of taking things away, and we just had to get more patient with what we're doing. And had a quarterback in there, had a quarterback change. Our quarterback got injured in the first quarter, so the other quarterback got in a good rhythm. It took him a while, but we just trying to fight through it.
Pretty good football team.
They're a good football team. Very good. Very physical, good team.
They're in second
Well
place
coached.
right now?
They are.
Right behind North
Right
Crowley?
there with North Crowley. Right.
Okay. Now, have anybody beaten them in district yet?
Not yet. Not yet.
Oh, so they both are still undefeated.
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And you're in that tough district too then, man. Every time you turn around, next week is another.
That's right.
Got to strap up,
That's
tighten
right.
the
So it makes
chin
it
strap
fun.
up a little bit more, right?
Makes it fun.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. All right, so you mentioned a couple of things regarding your defense and your offense. Who stood out for you, Coach, individually or as a unit?
Yeah, well, Reef Warsaw is our outside linebacker who you meet here in a minute, stood out.
Okay.
Just relentless to the football, played really well, chased down some plays from behind, stayed disciplined on the front end. I thought he played really well. Offensively, you know, Parker Threets did a really good job. At receiver, Noel Butler played well. I think those two guys at receiver played really well for us, beat some coverage deep and made some big catches. Parker had a couple of big catches, Noel had a touchdown catch. So I think they played really well.
So you had some good takeaways
We
from
did.
this.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Especially when you can execute certain things
Yep.
that you want to be able to execute against good teams.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Anything else, special teams, anybody stick out for you?
You know, I thought they were solid. I thought our kickers do a really good job. I think Colston Hudson, he punts, but he does such a good job. He gets better every week, you know. But our kickers do a really good job, and our
Flip
coverage
that
was
field
solid.
for
So
you, huh?
yeah, absolutely. It's the biggest play in football when you flip the field.
Flip the
you know?
field.
Yeah.
Okay. So when we come back, I'm going to let you introduce us to your special guest. We're going to talk a little bit about this week's opponent, which is Weatherford.
Right.
You playing here or away?
We're away. We're at
Okay,
their
so-
stadium.
All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about that when we come back.
Hi, I'm Riley Self. I'm one of the dispatchers at BCB Transport. BCB has been a very big part of my life. I've known about BCB and somewhat been a part of BCB since about 3rd grade when Rick and Brian came to Career Day at Roberta Tips and taught all of us what BCB is, what it stands for. I definitely see myself being with BCB for a long time, and I can't wait to see what more I accomplish there.
We haven't left yet. We're still here where the locals hang out. Come on down. Support your favorite Mansfield High School football team. All right, so Coach, we're going to talk a little bit about your opponent this week. You have Weatherford, right?
We do.
And like I told Coach Hall, I go on Max Prep and I try to find my information. Some of this may be correct, some of it may not be. Please let me know. Right now, Weatherford is 0-7. But as I looked through Max Prep, I ran into some stuff. They lost one game by 2, lost to Bell by 2, they lost to Arlington by 4. So they right there. So you don't know if they had injuries, discipline issues, anything like that. I guess what I'm trying to say, we ain't taking them lightly.
No, not at all. They're a good football team.
Yeah.
They play hard.
But this last 3 weeks been pretty tough for them.
Yep.
Last 3 weeks, they played they played Crowley, which is the team you just played. Crowley put 63 on them, but they did score 28 points.
They did.
They played Mansfield Legacy, put 55 on them. They were managed 14 points. And North Crowley beat them 62-6. So their opponents are averaging 60, and right now they're averaging 16, which makes for a right time to get them, but don't be misled, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
I just want to set that out there so people understand.
Yeah, they're a good football team. They play hard. They're physical. They're big up front. You know, they do a lot of things offensively, a lot of trick plays, onside kicks, jumping in and out of different fronts and coverages on defense. So they keep you a little bit off balance in what you're doing.
Okay.
So you got to execute what your scheme is and make sure you do it, but it's a different look. And sometimes anything different a little bit hesitates people. And so they've done a good job with some trick plays at the right time and just being wide open. And so they're a team that you definitely don't take lightly. We've got to make sure, you know, anybody we play, we've got to make sure we're ready to go.
And he who hesitates lost,
That's
right?
right. That's right.
And that's what they plan to do to you.
That's right.
Okay. So what do we got to do to overcome some of this stuff, Coach, to beat them this week?
Yeah,
without necessarily just giving away the whole game plan.
Yeah, I think we got to play solid defense and run fits again. I mean, be disciplined because they're new reverses and reverse passes and all kinds of things to make sure you're disciplined. So we've got to play disciplined defense first. You know, special teams, I mean, they'll onside kick all the time. So you got to be ready up front to be able to field it. Yeah, Reef is one of those guys on front.
So they the Detroit Lions of high school?
They are. And they're like Kevin Kelly when he was at Pulaski Academy in Arkansas. But, you know, they'll onside kick a bunch. So we got to be sound in what we're doing and just relax and go have fun and play football. You know, offensively, we've got to execute. They give you some different things that we can take advantage of in the passing game and the run game as well. But we just got to make sure that we're playing our football and when we see the right looks getting to the right place.
And how was practice today, Coach?
Awesome.
Awesome. Oh, awesome. That's great.
Kids were great.
Kids were great.
Yeah, flying around the football, playing.
You have a good practice. You still flying around the ball? Please don't hit me while I'm up there. I don't have no pass on. It sounds like it'll hurt.
Yeah.
Coach, tell us a little bit about this young man right here.
Yeah, we've got Reef Warsop. Reef is an outside linebacker for us. He's a junior. He's a hard-working, just make a play kind of kid. So I'll tell you a story about Reef. So
please do.
Reef went to our feeder middle school, Danny Jones.
Okay.
And I remember going over there as an 8th grader. They were running track. And I saw this kid run, and he was finishing about middle of the pack in practice. And I talked to our coordinator, athletic coordinator. I said, who's that kid? He said, Coach, that's Reef Warsop. He will win the 400 here in about 4 weeks. He'll win the middle school district track meet in the 400, and he'll be one of the best players you've ever had. And I was like, okay. He said, you know why? I said, why? He'll just outwork everybody. So I kept coming back once a week. I'm coming back, watching them practice, running track. And sure enough, it happened. So they had the district track meet at Lake Ridge, and the guy that comes across first in the 400 is Reef Warsop.
Wow.
And so that's the kind of kid he is. Sister plays softball at Oklahoma State. You know, he's got an athletic family, but Reef is just a hard-working. It doesn't matter how big the guy is across from him, how fast the guy is across from him. He's going to make plays, and he's going to be there. He got hurt 3rd week into spring ball, so he missed the whole summer, came back, got cleared the week before our scrimmage, and still earned a starting spot. So he's done a really good job for us.
You know, when I talk to young kids sometime and I also coach young coaches, I always tell them that you never know who's watching.
Yep.
And when you're in public, you may be already interviewing.
Right.
So you were interviewing for this position that you're playing right now, or whatever position coach is going to put you at, well before you interview. But you didn't even know it. So that's why you always got to be on top of your game. You know, like coaches I tell the young coaches, you got to watch your mannerism on the sideline, on the bench, whatever. Could be an AD sitting up there that needs a basketball coach.
That's right.
You don't know how, the interaction with your players. So you're always interviewing. I always think about that. So right now, it could be somebody CBS in there. I don't know if I'm doing a good job or not. But I'm trying. So when we come back, we're going to talk to Reef. And between the commercial and now, I hope he doesn't run over me because Coach says he's flying all over the place. I want him flying all over the studio here. And we'll be right back.
Oh, wow. Wow. So many memories here. I'm on to a new place now. This is really unbelievable. So when When we opened up, we had our martial arts classes over here, and we had our kickboxing class over here. But this is a great memory. So many memories, man. Here, so many black belts, about 400 black belts during 1999 to 2022. I'm just now getting it, believe it or not. I've been in business for 41 years and with 2 karate schools, and I'm just now getting where I'm being able to get home a little earlier.
And we're back. Same spot, 2300 Matlock Road, same place, El Primo's, where the locals go. So, Coach, I guess it's your turn. You ready?
Yes, sir.
You ready for this? Okay, so in your words, without saying what he has told you, how did you think you played last week?
Last week, I think I played pretty good. I always try to bring energy to the team, hype everyone up, always fly around, keep running to the ball no matter what.
Do you feel like you owe that to the team to present yourself that way with that persona, and they all follow you?
Yes, sir.
Sort of like what we were talking about with Summit. Strike that match, we light you, then you light him and then light him.
Yes, sir. Of course, always.
Always. All right. So when did you first start playing football?
I think I started playing football around 5 or 6. Started playing flag.
Oh, you started with flag.
Yes, sir.
You wanted to get in it early. Okay. And what position did you play then? Are you playing the same position now that you played when you were?
It was close because you know how flag is when you're young. They don't throw the ball much. So I played corner, but it kind of taught me to be an outside linebacker because they mostly run the ball.
Did you grow more?
I did grow a lot more.
Grow a lot more. Yeah, I was telling Coach them on a couple of shows that I was a quarterback, but I wanted to run the ball all the time, so I changed my position to a running back. Middle school, quarterback gets hurt the first day of practice. First day of the game. First game gets hurt. Who they move the quarterback?
You.
So I lost my dream. Keep living yours, okay? All right, so if I came to a game and I watched you play, like I was saying to the other guys, who would you most resemble of a college or a professional player or both? Who would it be? Who would I be seeing?
I would try to do Tyreek Hill, just the speed around the field, just running across the field straight to the ball.
Okay, Tyreek Hill, speed.
And then for tackling, I'd say Ray Lewis.
Woo!
Or I try to be.
No, it's okay. Nobody's dream big. You fall short, you fall amongst the stars. Okay. So Ray Lewis, Cowboys, right? Please, not this year anyway. At least I don't have anything to be mad about this weekend, right? Right? They didn't have no game, so not to worry about it. Coach, give us the details of this week's game against Weatherford. Give us all of it, like date, time, all that good stuff.
Yeah, we're going to head west on I-20 and go to Weatherford at Kangaroo Stadium on Friday, 7 o'clock. So we'll be at their place. It's a tough place to play, but we're excited about going out there and playing. It'll be somebody new we haven't played probably ever. I don't think ever at Lake Ridge. It's a new district, so we're excited about that. And our kids had a great practice today, and so flying around, I thought the intensity was good. So I'm excited. We're excited about the game. Everything's still in front of us, and so we're just going to play one play at a time, one day at a time, one game at a time, and just see what happens.
Because the field is still the same.
Field's still the same. Still got to put 11 over there and 11 on our side.
Yeah, they can't have 12,
nope.
Right?
No, sir.
All right, when we come back, we're going to close this segment out for Monday, October 21st. We'll be right back.
El Primo started 10 years ago, and it started with a concept of a small knit community, and we wanted to be able to provide a spot where our friends and our family could come and socialize, commemorate, celebrate.
Community at El Primo's means absolutely everything. If we look back on 2020 during the COVID year, El Primo's was here to feed the local community. We were able to give back to our community a little bit. So they're the reason that we're here, and so that's really, kind of the base of it. You can find El Primos online at elprimos.net. You can also find us on social media, on Facebook at El Primos Mansfield, and then on Instagram at El Primos Mansfield.
Why the name El Primos? Well, Primo played on two words as being best, being first, being number one, and then also being cousins or being family. When people ask, where do the locals go? It's El Primos.
So, is there anything else you'd like to say? Because we didn't give you a whole lot of time to talk. It don't sound like it.
I think I'm good.
You good?
Yes, sir.
You want everybody to come out? You want to tell everybody to come out to the game and stuff?
Everyone, please come out and support our team.
Support our team.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Y'all come out and support his team now. Hey, so next week we have 3 coaches on the show. We'll have Coach Thor back. He'll be able to tell us how bad he beat up on Weatherford and probably talk about this young man right here. We also have Coach Hume from Mansfield Legacy and Coach DeSanto from Mansfield Timberview. So if you're not here this week, come on back. It's a lot of empty chairs in here. We like to fill them up, make a lot of noise. Mansfield ISD, Coach's Corner Show. El Primo, 2300 Matlock Road, where the locals go. We'll see you here next week.